Okay, you guys, thank you so much for being a part of our quick 15-minute event tonight. We are going to be sharing just a little bit about our stories and how Plexus has really impacted our health, has made us just, for me overall, a better mom, a better wife, a better friend. And so I'm just going to go ahead and get right into my story. So I started 6 years ago, 6 years ago in February, and I was my early 20s. I dealt with so many, actually, probably now looking back from childhood, just so many stomach issues. I was always sick with strep throat, always having to take like a suppository as a kid, Miralax, like all of these things and antibiotics. And now, knowing what I know now about gut health, I'm like, well, no, like, obviously that is what led me to have stomach issues as an adult. And so I remember just sitting there being like, okay, why am I always bloated when I eat super clean? Why am I always tired? Like, as a 26-year-old, then I should not be as tired as I was. Like, that was, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a mom of three now with a 4-week-old. Like, I am not even as tired as now as I was when I was 26. Like, that is insane. Okay. And so I just remember like going to doctor after doctor and being like, okay, like I feel this certain way. What can you do? And there, every single doctor was like, take some Miralax, you have like X, Y, and Z. And it just wasn't the answer that I was really hoping for. They just kept trying to like mask it with different medications and things like that. And I knew that like Miralax was not the answer to my issues, because I felt bloated. I was always constipated. I was always tired. And so I was like, there's definitely something wrong. And so when I started looking up kind of how I was feeling, gut health popped up. And this was back in like, honestly, like 2013. Like, I didn't even know gut health, even what it even was. And so I started looking and probiotics started popping up. And so you betcha that I went to my local like health food store and bought like all the probiotics, anything that this like health website told me to buy. And so I was just constantly buying supplements, and not really feeling a difference in any kind of like decrease in my bloating, um, anything like that. And so I was just really frustrated. And I remember a really good friend from college started posting about Plexus. And I was like, okay, sorry, let me make sure everyone is muted. All right. And I was like kind of curious about what it was, but I was like, I'm not going to ask her. I don't know what it is. Like, what the heck is that pink drink? And I remember her just reaching out and being like, Andrea, I know you have stomach issues. Like, I've known you forever. I want you just to try this. And so I was super skeptical, probably like a bunch of you guys are here, but I want you to know that that is normal. I feel like everyone starts out kind of just being a little leery because there is so many things out there. But I am such an ingredient snob. And so I was like, okay, send me over the ingredients. Let me like comb over these. I loved what I saw, and because I could pronounce each ingredient, it wasn't super long. There was no added sugars or dyes or, fake ingredients. And I really loved that. And so when I got started on our triplex, which is our gut health combo. And honestly, you guys, in the first month, my sugar cravings started to go away. I was the person that had to have a sweet snack after dinner every single day, or I would like overindulge. Like, I couldn't just have one. I was going to the bathroom more. I wasn't constipated. Before then, I would probably go to the bathroom maybe twice a week. I felt horrible. I was bloated. I saw my stomach like actually shrink. Like, and I'm not talking like in a weight loss form. Like, it was not like a food baby. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like, it shrunk. And I was like, okay, I feel so much better. I don't feel like I'm just constantly full all the time. And my anxiety started to go away. And that was a huge thing for me because I wasn't even looking, like, I didn't even realize that gut health and anxiety was connected. And so when all of that started to happen, I was like, okay, this is honestly working. And I didn't have to worry about going to my supplement store anymore. I was able to get my products delivered to my doorstep still to this day, 6 years later, every single month. And I love that because it keeps me consistent. And I will tell you guys, consistency is key when it comes to this. I have been so consistent the last 6 years, and it just keeps getting better. It's not something that, I feel like a lot of the things that we do or that we try, it's hard to maintain. And I can tell you, this is the simplest thing. If I can do it, a mom of three, running a business, chasing after kids, building a house, if I can still take these supplements in the mix of my crazy life, you can too. And so I encourage you to listen to the other two girls that are going to share. And anything that resonates with you, please get with the person that invited you here, because we want to help you and we want to make sure that we get you the right information. So next up is Brianna. She is a mom of two, retired teacher. I'm just going to say it. She's a retired teacher. And she struggled with IBS, stomach issues, migraines. And so I'm going to let her talk a little bit about her story.
Hi guys, how are you? Thank you, Andrea. I love these and I always love hearing everybody's stories and how they're so different, because I was the complete opposite of Andrea. I had the IBS to the extreme. I was in the bathroom 5, 6, 8, 10 times a day. It never mattered what probiotic, what prescription the doctor put me on, how clean my diet was. I never found relief. And it was absolutely miserable because I could not enjoy a meal out with family or friends that we weren't stopping on the way home. Like I literally knew all the bathroom stops that were good or clean or halfway decent on the way home from so many different locations. Traveling was a major anxiety for me. And so just that everyday life. And as a teacher, you can't just get up and leave 25 kids in a classroom to run to the bathroom. So the lady across the hall was always having to come over and watch my kids. I would go to bed and sleep 10 hours a night and still wake up and feel like I got ran over by a truck. And I was swollen. I stayed inflamed, just full of inflammation, stayed sick, constant sinus infections, constant antibiotic use, which was, of course, making my gut even worse because then I would feel even sicker with my stomach as I was trying to recoup from being sick. And it was just a constant cycle that I was stuck in. And I went through 3 gastroenterologists trying to get answers because I was like, okay, he didn't figure it out, so let's try another one. And then I got an internal doc who helped me with another doctor, and they did all the blood work. They did all the things. I never truly found answers, and nothing worked. And I was sick of living on energy drinks, Excedrin migraine, antibiotics, and junk food to get through my day as a mom and a teacher. And I was coming home absolutely exhausted. The phrase I always used was I would come home and literally melt into the couch. Like I didn't want anybody to look at me, to talk to me. I didn't want to play with my kids on the floor, which was terrible. Right. And at the time I had a husband that was working night shifts. So you can imagine that my days were long. So my friend started Plexus after I had many friends reach out to me, and I was just like, I work out, I eat healthy. This is not going to work for me. Right. I had a best friend at the time start the products, and I literally watched her life change before my eyes. She was going to work on time. She wasn't drinking all the coffee in the morning. She was sleeping. And I was just like, okay, this is crazy. I'm going to try this. And I literally signed up at midnight one night. And I remember the next morning, Andrea messaged me. She's like, oh my God, you did it. You did it. And I just had a breaking point. You just get to the point where you're like, I'm done living this way. This is not how it's supposed to be. This is not normal. I don't care what people said. It's this is not normal. So I started the products, and just shortly after, I would say in a short few weeks, people started to notice. The lady across the hall asked me what had changed because she wasn't coming over to watch my kids all the time. And my 5th graders at the time were like, you're smiling, you're happier. What's going on? What's in that cup? And so it just started to improve, overall the sleep, the energy, the digestion. And I just posted the other day a memory because it was my 5-year anniversary just a few weeks ago with Plexus. So that I actually could wear my wedding rings because I couldn't wear them both together because I stayed so swollen. So they wouldn't both fit. And now I can do that. So Plexus literally changed my life. I was able to step away basically from the classroom. And for the past year, I've been one of the top ranks, earning 6 figures, going to free trips to Hawaii and Mexico, and just living an amazing life, showing my kids what it's like to work hard and dream, and that there's more to life. So thanks for having me. And next up is Heather. Heather is a mama of two with one on the way. And she was kind of similar to me when we started, and she knew that supplements were not the answer. She was eating healthy and doing all the things. So I'll let her tell you her story.
Thanks, Brianna. And thanks, guys, for having me. So, like Brianna mentioned, a lot like her, definitely did not think that I needed supplements. And like Andrea, I am more so focused on ingredients and what is in things. So, Andrea is actually one who had reached out to me about the products. And I said no for literally a year and a half to 2 years because, like I said, I did not think that I needed them. I've always been into health and fitness. I played college volleyball, which is pretty intense. And then after college, I was like, okay, I want to, continue to exercise, be healthy. Like, what can I do? So I ran 2 half marathons. I did 3 fitness competitions, which is even more extreme, working out, twice a day, eating super clean, super healthy. And I really wasn't experiencing anything that I thought I needed the products for. And that's just one thing that I love about them is they're not a one size fits all. Whether you're struggling with something specific like IBS or you're not sleeping well, skin issues, or you already feel like you're healthy, there is something that can still improve your health because there's still nutritional gaps. I mean, we can eat the healthiest, the most organic foods. Unfortunately, foods are just not like what they used to be. The soil's not the same. And our body is still just kind of building up that yeast buildup inside our gut. And sometimes it causes those things we struggle with, and sometimes it doesn't. And I personally was one of those that I wasn't really struggling with anything, but I did want to, obviously, like I mentioned, continue to be my healthiest. So I knew Andrea was very much into ingredients, and I was like, if she loves them, there's something to it. So that's when I just kind of, started to research the products, just see what Plexus is even all about, because I hadn't heard anything about gut health, which I'm sure most of you haven't as well. So started to do my research, and that's when I was like, okay, maybe these could benefit me. At least they could help me to stay where I am now to hopefully prevent anything from happening in the future. So I decided to take them, definitely thinking I was going to be one of those people that after the, 60 to 90-day recommendation that I was going to quit taking the products, but I fell in love with them. I was sleeping better. I had more energy, nothing crazy because I wasn't, none of that was bad before, but I just felt healthy. And my son was 6 months at the time. I was breastfeeding him. I wanted to breastfeed him for a year. My milk supply actually increased a little bit, which was pretty amazing because obviously that's what my body needed. I didn't know that, but my body knew that. So I was able to do that. And then shortly after I got pregnant with my daughter, took the products throughout that pregnancy. My midwife approved of them, which was super important to me. And then I breastfed her for 14 months. And I actually was able to donate some breast milk with her, which was just even more amazing because my milk supply just kept increasing. So I donated almost 1,000 ounces of breast milk with her. And now I am 22 weeks pregnant with my third baby. And it's just been so nice to know that my hormones are so well balanced. That's one thing that the products help to do. And it's just been so beneficial during all of those stages of pregnancy and breastfeeding. And again, back to kind of, they're not a one size fits all. My kids obviously got great, ingredients and supplements in them while I was pregnant and breastfeeding, but they're now 2 and 4 and they take the products themselves. My husband, he's a nurse practitioner. He takes them. He was struggling with anxiety and depression. He has for the longest time. And he now hasn't had to take his prescription meds for that in, I don't know, probably close to 2 years. So just so happy that he can kind of replace the prescription meds with something a little more natural and just know that I'm giving this baby now good nutrients and all the good things. So kind of like Brianna, I was a dental hygienist, and in May, I decided to stay home. And I did just kind of want to mention that because it just always blows my mind that I went from thinking supplements were silly, to be honest, to then sharing them and being able to provide better health for my family and provide an income to be able to stay home with him while making more than I was making as a dental hygienist. So that part's just been like an extreme blessing as well. It's easy to share something that you fall in love with and, it could benefit people. So did just want to mention that as well, but that's my story. Thanks, guys.
Gosh, I like these girls have been with me, like I said, since the very beginning, but I still love to hear their stories and just see from where they started to where they are now. And I'm sure, like many others on here that have been taking the products, we could fill this whole entire Zoom up with stories of then and now. And I feel like a lot of the common denominator was, okay, are these going to work? And 2 to 3 years later, here we are, and we're like, they did work. And I think a lot of the times is you have to actually give yourself the ability to just be open-minded and try them, and just without that hesitation of saying, well, what if they don't work? What if they don't work? The worst thing, if they don't work, you get your money back and you just continue on with life, right? But what if they do work? What if they do work and you can get your, like Brianna said, she could be a better mom. Like she no longer melts into the couch, you know what I mean? And Heather, like she feels healthier than she already was, right? That is such an amazing thing from a completely healthy person, no like issues whatsoever, that can be like, I just feel healthier. And like, isn't that what we all want? Especially if you're a mama, if you're, working a lot, if you're tired, like that's just like, honestly, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. I know so many people who can benefit just from more energy. And so for myself right now, I couldn't survive without our Active, which is our all natural energy drink, and our pink drink mixed together. That is my mama juice. Like I mix it up in the mornings and I take it twice a day because right now I am juggling 3 kiddos, 4 weeks old. And it's just, that's what I need, my body needs right now. And I love that I don't have to rely on coffee, because I was an avid coffee drinker before Plexus. I was keeping Starbucks in business. And not only did my blood sugar balance go like this with the coffee and the crashes, but I was also feeding it all the sugary things that I would get in my drinks. And that only caused me to crave more sugar. And it was just a downward spiral after that. And so the one thing I do want to point out is like, this is not just for women. This is not just for mamas. This is for everybody. My kids take the kids line. Our husbands all take them. They will start out sneaking your pink drinks from you. And then you'll notice your stash is like halfway gone. And then that's when you tell them to get their own account. My husband has an incredible testimony as well. He had, shoulder problems and back issues from playing soccer, his like basically since he was 10 into professional, and had to have an injection, a steroid injection, and started Plexus about a year later and has not had to have a steroid injection since then. His arm, he's able to actually move it. He was numb from like here all the way into like his fingers, completely range of motion. All of that is good. And it is just insane just what blood sugar balance, inflammation, and gut health can do. A lot of people say, well, I go to the bathroom totally fine. Gut health is so much more. It's autoimmune issues, it's hormone imbalances, it's energy, it's, all of these things are connected to the gut. And so I have homework for you guys tonight. Whatever you're struggling with right now, I want you to go and put headaches, migraines, gut health. And I want you to see what pops up. Okay. And also too, if any of your friends, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, my mom could totally benefit from this, my sister could totally benefit from this. And if cost is an issue, we have an amazing referral program where you can grab 3 friends and you can get your products completely covered. I love this because I did this in the beginning, and I bet every single one of you guys on here that has already joined, you guys did this as well. It's a program that it makes it so simple for us to get started, and without the cost, the worry of cost. And also to it, you help a couple other friends. And I know that for me, I got my husband, my mom, and my best friend started with me, and they still do it with me to this day. And it was so fun to get started with people, just because it helped me stay accountable. And it was just a lot more fun to do this with someone else. So if that is, if that's something that you'd like to do, reach out to the person who invited you here, get with them. We have a great way to customize packs for your specific health needs. And so we have a small but mighty product line that can help gut health, skincare, active lifestyle, performance. And so get with them, discuss your health goals with them, grab a couple of friends, come join our community and get so much support. We always have challenges going on to keep you on track. And you're going to get just such positive support from all of these men and women that have joined us. So hope to see you in there right now. If you do join this month, bundles are 50% off. And if you do decide to join within the next 24 hours, you will get your membership covered, which includes discounted products. You also get earning points for free to put towards free products, which is really cool as you stay consistent on your products. So you basically get free money to put towards other products as you continue on your journey. So please let us know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. We so appreciate you taking time out of your Thursday evening. Thanks, guys.